It's Sunday fun day again, and we're making cookies. Hey. So we're making, I'm going to call them keto-ish chocolate chip cookies. We're using a great recipe. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be a great recipe because we haven't tried it yet. This is going to be a little something new. We're going to have to try it on camera. Brett will have to do the taste test for me. The website I got these awesome cookies from is fat4weightloss.com.au. It was from a lovely gentleman by the name of Aaron. He is the blogger. He is evidently an accredited nutritional therapist, clinical weight loss practitioner, and advanced sports exercise nutritional advisor. That's a mouthful. That's a whole lot of titles. Anyhow, so we're doing something a little different, right? We usually kind of taste test our recipes before we send them out to the blogosphere. Yeah, I just made that up. But we're not this time. We're gonna do a little live taste test. I'm gonna make Brett do a live taste test. He just doesn't know it yet.
I do now.
So here we go. We're making chocolate chip cookies. It's pretty simple. It's pretty much like the same that you would make any chocolate chip cookies and regular chocolate chip cookies, right? So we're starting with butter, and then instead of sugar, of course, we're using a monk fruit erythritol blend. You could use straight monk fruit. You could get the brown sugar monk fruit blend that they have. It's like a golden sugar. I think that would actually probably be better. Probably have a little more flavor. But here we go. We're going to cream the butter and the monk fruit sugar together till it's nice and mixed. And then I have an egg and some vanilla in this. So, sorry, it's going to be loud. Cue the intro music. Alright, so when you're doing cookies, like any cookies, you want to kind of thoroughly mix the sugar and the butter together. After that, you'll add the whatever egg or binder that you're using. Generally, it's egg or an egg substitute, depending on if you're making vegan cookies. And then I also like to just throw the vanilla in there at the same time, just for... It's easy. You can also put the vanilla in the end. It really doesn't matter. So we have butter here. We have our sweetener, the monk fruit blend, egg, and vanilla all mixed in together. Now this is our dry ingredients. The dry ingredients is almond flour, of course, because you know that's my favorite baking thing to use. That's my favorite flour substitute, but this is a little different, y'all. So we have our almond flour. I have a little salt mixed in here, our baking powder, and then they also had me using xanthan gum. So let's talk about xanthan gum for a second. This is fun. This is science, yay! Because you know baking is mostly about science. And some artistic stuff and all that. But a lot of it is for those left brain thinkers. So xanthan gum is a really interesting tool, especially in gluten-free baking and in our keto world. You want to make gravy? Use xanthan gum. You want to make bread or cookies or cakes that have more of a cake-like consistency or a real flour-like consistency? You use xanthan gum. So xanthan gum is a polysaccharide. Oh yay, that's a really big word. So polysaccharide is, how do do I describe a polysaccharide? It's pretty much it's the carbohydrate chain in flour that makes things stick together. That's, polysaccharides for dummies. Me being the number one. So it's that chain that makes things stick together. So it's actually a carbohydrate, right? Xanthan gum is actually a carbohydrate. But what makes it different is with xanthan gum, I'm only needing to use a half a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon. In this particular instance, I used a half a teaspoon. And it gives you a better, cakier consistency. Now, in this particular instance, more is not better. No. You want to use this small amounts. Actually, on the back of this, it has, let's see, quarter teaspoon per cup of liquid. So you need a very, very small amount. And that's what makes it different. That's why you're not going to get all of the carbohydrates like you would from flour, right? If you were going to make let's say you're going to make a gravy, right? You have 2 cups of broth. Well, to those 2 cups of broth, in order to make that sauce, you would need about a cup of roux. Or even maybe a half a cup of roux, depending on the consistency that you want the sauce to be. Well, with xanthan gum, like I just said, you only need a quarter teaspoon. So all of the carbohydrates that are binding things together, it's almost like they've been concentrated. And then you have, boom, xanthan gum. That is the quick and dirty way of explaining xanthan gum. There's a whole lot of science that goes behind that. But we don't have time for that. So let's get back to cookie making. I did use about a half a teaspoon of xanthan gum, which is, it's something new for me. So I'm going to start playing with xanthan gum. I think the next thing I'm going to make is probably a sauce or a gravy with it, because I really want to see how that turns out. I might even do a video on it. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. Okay, so we have xanthan gum. We have baking powder. And then we also have a little salt and almond flour. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix about half of this in, kind of let it all get incorporated, then I'm going to mix the rest of it. All right, let's talk about chocolate chips, y'all. So, Lily's chocolate chips are the best option pretty much that you can use, or 85% dark chocolate. It has the least amount of sugar. You still get that chocolate zing. However, if you've been doing keto for a little while, Lily's chocolate chips are pricey. Let's put it that way. For the same similar bag of the Lily's chocolate chips that you see here, we're talking about $8, I think I'm finding them on Amazon. I think the cheapest I found them so far has been like $6. That's a lot. Just saying, Lily's, help a keto sister out, okay? So what we did is we got sugar-free Hershey's chocolate chips. Probably gonna use about this much, I want to say. This much. Something like that. Y'all know I don't measure. So use however many you want is really what I'm saying. So be fair warned, okay? There are carbs in these. Let's see, there's 8 after dietary fiber. If you subtract the methyl, I can't ever say this stupid word.
I'll put it down below, like right here, guys.
Methyl, I don't know what it's called, y'all. Okay, but it's the stuff that, so, let's, story time. So, when you go on Amazon, and this whole thing was running around Facebook for a while, People are going on Amazon and reading the comments under the sugar-free gummy bears. By the way, if you haven't done that, you should. It's hilarious. This lovely stuff is in most sugar-free things, right? So if you have a weak belly, you might not want to eat this. If you're constipated, you definitely will want to. Couple handfuls, you should be good and clear in the clear. But just be careful, y'all, because this is what Metilol is what makes people's stomachs upset. It can give you some gastrointestinal distress. Brett's laughing at me. So it can hurt your belly. Be careful. Only eat small amounts. You don't want to eat a whole bag of these. I mean, or maybe you do. I don't know. Just whatever you feel like doing, just make sure you do it on a Friday night so you have all weekend to recover. But we're going to open this bag. We're going to throw some in here. So yeah, I probably used... I probably used about half a bag. Again, y'all know I don't measure nothing. I didn't measure the vanilla either. Because, you know, why should you? It's vanilla. It's delicious. But this is a really soft dough. It's just like regular cookie dough. It feels just like regular cookie dough. I doubt it's going to taste just like regular cookie dough, but I think it's going to be a fun substitute. And I still think it'll be tasty. Okay. I'm going to put these bad boys, use a tablespoon, put them on a sheet pan, probably on my newly washed Silpats. Thanks, honey. And pop them in a 350 oven. I doubt they'll take more than about 10 minutes to cook. And the power of the internet. The cookies are done. So let's talk about them. So they spread really well. That was kind of a worry on the website when I was reading the blog that the cookies wouldn't spread. That was not a problem. Obviously. I definitely made the actual cookies too big. So don't do that. Make them smaller. Probably like a half a tablespoon. These are probably tablespoon sized cookies. But they're starting, now that they're cooling a little bit, they're starting to keep their shape, kind of. And they don't look bad. They don't taste bad. I just had one. Brett hasn't tried one yet, but we'll make him try one in just a second. So here's another issue that I ran into about 3 weeks ago. I put my oven rack on the bottom rung of where it sits, right? Because I was cooking something that was really tall. I was actually making a brisket. It was really tall, and my oven had to take the top rack out. Well, I never moved it. So these cookies, the darker ones, were just a little too close to that bottom. So make sure whenever you bake these cookies are in the middle of your oven, not on the bottom. Probably not on the very, very top either. These were kind of more in the middle. They turned out a lot prettier, even though they're all baked together. They are definitely nicer looking. But yeah, they actually taste pretty good. It doesn't taste exactly like a regular chocolate chip cookie. It's not going to. It's keto and sugar free. So the consistency and the texture is going to be a little bit different, but they definitely do the job and definitely curb my craving for a chocolate chip cookie. So the real test is going to be Brett. Brett's going to try it.
Sorry, I gotta eat out from behind the camera, guys. Gotta adjust the camera up a little bit too because you know I'm 3 inches taller than Brittany is.
They're not bad.
Oh, let's see. Let's try these.
They're a little bit
I
crazy.
legitimately haven't tasted these guys. So.
Yeah, he hasn't tried them. I did. They're not bad.
They're
Different.
definitely different. They're a little grainier.
Uh-huh.
They're a little a little drier than a regular cookie would be. But they're chewy. They're not like they're not like super grainy. I guess grainy's a bad.
No, the consistency is different than regular flour, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what these remind me of. Shortbread, kind of. Kind of more of a shortbread consistency to them than
like a cake cookie would, or like a traditional like Toll House chocolate chip cookie. But they're pretty good.
They're pretty tasty. Hey, I'm still eating it, so.
Right. They'll do the job.
Yeah.
I definitely suggest you make keto chocolate chip cookies if you have a chocolate chip cookie craving. They might not be the prettiest cookies to look at, but they're pretty dang tasty.
And don't put 7 of them on a sheet. If you've got extra.
You know, I was kind of trying to rest it a little bit.
If you've got extra dough, just make sure that you put it. Only put 6 on a cookie sheet on one that size. I don't know. Sorry for our roached cookie sheets here, but they're not bad. But like she said, they spread.
And you could probably even take it a step further and put the dough in the fridge. Yeah. Or you could take it a step further, put the dough in the fridge. You know what would be really good with this, and what would actually probably be excellent, is you could probably make like a cookie cake out of this, and it would probably be pretty gosh darn tasty. And then make like some buttercream and decorate it if you were doing like a birthday party or something. I think that would be really good, because they do have kind of more of a cakey feel to them, like almost like a cakey consistency. But yeah, so this is our adventure in keto chocolate chip cookies. What we'll do next, I have no idea, but we'll be sure to bring you guys along on the way. Yeah, peace, love, and chicken grease. Have a good one out there baking.